first thing that we're going to do is something that we did the last 2 days to make sure that we're good at, and that is graphing. This chapter requires a lot of graphing, so you're going to have to be really good at graphing. So make sure you're good at graphing. So make sure you're good at graphing. And if you're not good at graphing, make sure you watch the video that I posted called Get Ready for Chapter 2, the live lesson, part 2, and that'll really get you good at graphing, I think. So let's graph. Shall we? Graphael was the name of my favorite Ninja Turtle. A is 2, 3, which means write 2 up 3, write 2 up 3, put a dot there and call it an A. B is -4, 3, so go left 4, go up 3, put a dot there and call it B. C is write 2, -6, so write 2 down 6, put a dot there and call it a C. D is -6, -7, which means left 6, down 7, put a dot there and call it D. E is 5, 0, which means I go right 5 and I don't move, and I call it E. And F is 0, -6, which means I don't move, and I go down 6 and call it F. And F is that point. Also, F is for friends who do stuff together, and there's other letters I heard. F is for friends who do stuff together. I will be able to graph linear equations on a coordinate plane. I make a graph. Ha 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 ha. 4.1, graphing linear equations. Look at that word, linear. See that keyword there? Line. Linear equations. Linear equations. That's supposed to be a Q. Linear equations form straight lines when you graph them. That makes sense because the word linear contains the word line in it. Line are equations. When you graph them, they form straight lines. Not two straight lines glued together, not a curve, a straight line, a straight line, a straight line, a straight line, and only a straight line. So we're just going to get started. There's 3 ways that you can use a table to graph a line. And I want you to see all 3 ways. So this is part 1. This is way number 1 that we're going to do it. I'm giving you an equation. And we've seen equations like this. Remember the last several lessons we were all crazy about, you got to get y all by itself. Let's get y all by itself. Get y all by itself. And make sure you put the x first. This is why, this is why, this is why, because this is all we're going to be dealing with. So what I'm doing is it's giving me that equation right there, y equals x plus 2. Over here, it gives me x's, 7, 4, 0. It tells them to me. What I have to do is for every row here, I have to rewrite this equation right there, but instead of writing out x, I write out 7, okay? Or I write out 4, or I write out 0, depending on what it is. So instead of x plus 2, x is now 7 plus 2. So if y is x plus 2, y is 7 plus 2, and that becomes 9. So in the end here, the x value that I had was 7, so I write out the point 7. That's supposed to be a 7. And the y value that I had here was 9, so I get 9. Let's do it again. X plus 2, how about 4 plus 2? What's 4 plus 2 equal? 6. So what point do I have? 4, 6. So my point is 4, 6. My x value is 0. Instead of writing out x plus 2, I write out 0 plus 2. 0 plus 2 is 2. So when x was 0 and y was 2, I get the point 0, 2. Now I graph those 3 points on the coordinate plane. How do I graph 7, 9? I go right 7 and I go up 9 and I put a dot right there. How do I graph 4, 6? I start at 0, 0, I go right 4 and I go up 6 and I put a dot right there. How do I graph 0, 2? Should have been purple. I start at 0, I don't move, and I go up 2, and I put a dot right there. I just now noticed that my red dot is in the wrong spot. Should be there. No, it should be red. No. Look at these 3 dots. If I were to take a line and connect them, which I wonder if using a ruler will work. I'm actually going to take a ruler and put it against my screen. Let's see what happens. Nope. Oh, boy. That didn't work. I have 3 points. If I was working on a regular piece of paper, I would take a ruler and I would set it up against those 3 points and I would draw out a line, but I'm going to try my best anyway. Now that I have 3 points, I know that creates a line and I'm going to draw the best, straightest line I can. And that ain't half bad. And I have my line going across the entire coordinate plane. These 3 points created a linear equation. A linear equation is a straight line. Okay? And again, what I did is I took this information right here and I plugged in 7 for x and got 9 because 7 plus 2 is 9. And I plugged in 4 for x and I got 6 because 4 plus 2 is 6. And I plugged in 0 for x and I got 2 because 0 plus 2 is 2. And I took all that information, I turned them into points, I graphed them on the plane, done. Draw a line, done. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Here's my equation. So in this problem, x is 3. I replace x with 3, and 3 minus 3 is 0. So since my x value was 3, and my y value was 0, I get the point 3, 0. Okay. X is now 1. 1 minus 3 is negative 2. So I have x is 1. I have y is negative 2. 1, negative 2. That's my point. X is negative 2 now. I'm going to replace x with negative 2 minus 3. Negative 2 minus 3 is negative 5. So when x was negative 2, y became negative 5. So negative 2, negative 5. Let's graph these points. My first point is 3, 0, which means I go right 3 and I don't move, and there's my dot. My second point is 1, negative 2, which means I go right 1, I go down 2, and I make a nice little dot right there. My third dot is negative 2, negative 5, which means I go left 2, I go down 5, I put a dot right there, and I make the sound. If you don't make the sound, it won't work. I have 3 dots. If I had a ruler, which I do, but if I could actually put my ruler over those 3 dots and draw a straight line, it would look a little something like that. There you have it. And there you have it. So easy. So fun. There's another way that we can do this. All right, so let's simplify it a little bit. First things first, notice the big differences between this table and that table. This table, the x's are given to you. That table, they're not. So I'm going to make up my own x's. I'm going to let x equal 0. I always like starting out with x is 0 because it's right in the center of everything. And then what I do is I'm going to go off to the side and I'm going to say, all right, well, y is going to equal 3 times x, but x is now 0, minus 1. And let's just do this in our heads. 3 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 1 is negative 1. Okay? Not so bad. Let's pick another point. How about 1? Why not? X is 1. Bless you. Oops. X is 1. So I'm going to rewrite the equation. Y equals 3 times x is 1. So 1 minus 1. Again, what I'm doing is I'm rewriting that equation and I'm replacing x with 1 because I decided that x would be 1. Again, I'm making up my own values. I always do 0 first, and then I just pick more points because why not? 3 times 1 is 3, and 3 minus 1 is 2, so I will get 2 here. So what I got is I've gotten 2 points. 0, x is 0, y is negative 1 means that 0, negative 1 is one of my points. So let me write that out. 0, negative 1 is one of my points. How do I write that out? I start at 0, I don't move, and I go down 1. The other point that I have is 1, 2, because x is 1, and then y became 2. The way I graph 1, 2 is I start at 0, 0, I go right 1, and I go up 2, and I put a dot, and there you go. Now that I have 2 points, all I need to draw a line is 2 points. So I'm going to take a ruler. I'm going to connect those dots the best that I can. And there's my straight line. Okay? Ooh, now this is where it gets tricky. You ready? You ready? Always start out with 0. Always start out with 0. Y equals 1/3 times 0 plus 2. 1/3 times 0 is 0. Plus 2 is 2. Now, how do I pick my second one? Here's a trick. If you're multiplying your x by a fraction, it's always best to pick a number that is a multiple of that denominator. That way, if you try to take a fraction of it, you'll get a nice number. See, what I don't want to do is pick 1, Because if I pick 1, then I would get 1/3 times 1 is 1/3, and 1/3 plus 2 is 2 1/3, and graphing 2 1/3 is not fun. So I'm going to pick 3. And again, the reason why I'm picking 3 is if I multiply 1/3 to 3, I get a nice number. So I could also pick 6. And pick 6 is what I do in football, but, we're not talking about that right now. So I'm going to plug that in. Y equals 1/3 times x. I decided that x is going to be 3. So 1/3 of 3 plus 2. 1/3 of 3 is the same thing as saying 3 divided by 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 1 plus 2 is 3, and so I get 3. Now let's draw out my points. My first point is 0, 2. So I'm going to start at 0, go up 2, put a dot. My second point is 3, 3. So I start at 0, I go right 3, and I go up 3, and I put a dot. I have 2 dots on the graph. I take my ruler, and I draw my line across the ruler, and when I do that, it'll look a little something like this. It'll look a little something like this. It'll look a little something, it'll look a little something, it'll look a little something like that. All right. All right, all right, all right. Where's my table? I don't have a table, so I'm going to make my own table. Okay, what I will do is I will make a table like these guys. These guys made me happy. So I'm going to make a table like that where I'm going to choose an X value. Okay. I'm going to plug it into -5x. That'll give me a Y value. And then I turn it into a point. So let's pick 0, 1, 2 for my X values. I'm going to pick 3 points because why not? Why the heck not? If I pick 0, then I do -5 times 0, which is 0. So you know what? Maybe I should have drawn that out. If I pick 0, I'm going to do -5. Oh, poop. I'm going to do -5 times 0, which becomes 0. So my X was 0. My Y was 0. That gives me the point 0, 0. If my X is 1, then I'm going to write out -5 times 1. -5 times 1 is -5. And since X was 1 and Y was -5, I get 1 -5. X is 2. I'm going to write out -5 times 2, which is -10. And so since X was 2 and Y is -10, I have the point 2, -10. Now let's graph. The first one I'm going to graph is 0, 0, which is my origin. Put a dot right there in the center. The second point I'm going to graph is 1, -5. So I go right 1, down 5. The third dot that I'm going to graph is 2, -10. So I'm going to go right 2 and go, I can't go down 10. Uh-oh, I guess I can't do it. Nonsense. Whoever told you those lies are wrong. I have 2 points already. And I only need 2 points to take my ruler and draw myself a straight line. So I'm going to do that right now. Meow, 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 meow. Mm-hmm. 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 Not bad. Let's do it again. So I have x. I have negative x divided by 3 plus 4. I have y. I have the point x, y. I'm going to pick 0. I'm going to pick 1. And I'm going to pick 2. And I'm going to plug them in. Actually, I take it back. I don't like those points anymore. And you'll see why. Let's start out with 0. If I plug in 0, it's going to look like negative 0 divided by 3 plus 4. Negative 0 divided by 3 is 0. And 0 plus 4 is 4. And if x is 0 and y is 4, I get 0 and 4. Now, here's the thing. I picked 1 for an x value, and I decided that was a bad idea. Why did I do that? Because whatever my x value is, I'm dividing by 3. I can't divide 1 divided by 3 nicely. It's just going to be a mess. So I'm going to pick these points instead. I'm going to pick 3 and 6. Why 3 and 6? Because I know that I can do negative 3 divided by 3 and it'll be just fine. And I could do negative 6 divided by 3 and it would also be just fine. Negative 3 divided by 3 would be negative 1. Negative 1 plus 4 is 3. And that gives me the point 3, 3. One more. One more. Negative 6 divided by 3 is negative 2. Negative 2 plus 4 is 2. So that gives me the point 6, 2. Why are you lagging? Let's try it again. Sloppy. 6, 2. Now let's graph those points. I have the point 0, 4. So if I wanted to graph the point 0, 4, I'd start at 0. I wouldn't move. I'd go up 4 and I'd put a dot. If I wanted to graph the point 3, 3, I'd start at the middle. I'd go right 3 and I'd go up 3 and I'd put a dot. A boop. If I had 6, 2, I'd start at the center and I'd go right 6, which is right here, and I'd go up 2 and I'd put a dot there. Boop. Now I have 3 dots, so I can draw a line through those 3 dots. It'll look a little something like this. And there you have it. Questions? Good. All right. We're not going to skip that one. Let's do this one with 2 points only. Let's see what happens. Let's do this one with 2 points only. I have an x. I have a negative 0.5. That'll get me a y. And wait a minute. Where's my y? There's no y there. Is this a trick problem? Is this a trick? I think it is. I think it is. There's no y. Well, how am I supposed to graph something if there's no y? Easy. X is negative 0.5. If x is negative 0.5, that means no matter what, x is going to be negative 0.5. So if y was 5, then I would have negative 0.5. Remember, points are in the form. So let me quick start over. Points are in the form. Points are in the form xy. So if I have negative 0.5 and I decided that y is going to be 1, fine. If I have negative 0.5 and I decide that y is going to be 4, fine. If I have negative 0.5 and I decide that y is going to be negative 2, fine. Fine. Where in the world is my thing? There you go. So let's graph what I can. Negative 0.51 goes right there. Negative 0.54 goes right there. Negative 0.5, negative 2 goes right there. I just get a perfectly vertical line. So when I have x equals a number, I get a vertical line. So there's a shortcut here. Vertical lines are in the form x equals a number. X equals hashtag. Horizontal lines are in the form y equals a number. So if you forgot what a vertical line is, think basketball. A vertical line is when you jump straight up and down. A vertical line is when you jump straight up and down. So there's an example of a vertical line. A horizontal line is when you go left and right. So if I give you a line that's like x equals 4, x equals 8, x equals negative 2, or in the previous case, x equals negative 0.5, it's going to be a up and down line. If I give you a line that's in the form y equals a number, it's going to be in the form y equals a number. It's going to be a nice, perfectly horizontal line. So that gives us one more problem. Y equals negative 4. Where's the x? There is no x. A problem in the form y equals negative 4 is a horizontal line that goes through negative 4. So I'm going to put a dot at negative 4, and I'm just going to go perfectly right and perfectly left. And that's what y equals negative 4 looks like. So, to wrap things up, your friend graphs the equation y equals 4. Is your friend correct? My friend put y equals 4 as a vertical line. Is y equals 4 a vertical line? Let me go 2 slides ago. No, because vertical lines are in the form x equals a number. That should be x equals a number. No, they are not right. Wrong!